Good morning. Welcome to Up with KREM. It is 6 o'clock now. I'm Nicole Hernandez. We got to get right to our meteorologist, Thomas Patrick, because Thomas, you're talking about some thunderstorms moving their way through parts of the state, but are they going to reach us here in Spokane and eastern or North Idaho at all?
So I think the chance that it reaches Spokane is actually very low, but it's not 0%, if you will. It's mostly over Moses Lake in Grant County and not showing any sign of moving any farther to the east. And I'll show you the reason why here as we move into Doppler radar. So we'll zoom in over Grant County. And what's happening is these thunderstorms are basically moving parallel to in the same direction that they're already laid out. So basically these storms are kind of just following these arrows like train tracks. So they're not moving any farther to the east. So that's the trick here, is that they're nearby, but these storms are not going to get anywhere close to Spokane. We would need different storms to pop up kind of in our own region. And as we look right now, there's the teeny tiniest little shower. If it holds that pace, it would hit Spokane Valley, or at least part of the city, not the entire city itself. So that's our best chance, but it's a tiny chance at best as it stands.
Taking a look now at traffic at I-90 and Pines, you can see there's not much happening in terms of backups or any traffic incidents. Right now, things are looking smooth, not just here, but across all of I-90 as well. We'll keep you updated on both weather and traffic every 30 minutes here on Up with KREM. Well, the next few weeks are considered some of the deadliest on Idaho roads. Law enforcement across the state is now working to change that. KREM 2's Christian Garza is live this morning with a look at what they're doing to keep drivers safe. Christian?
Yeah, Nicole. Well, if people at home are driving in Idaho over the next few weeks, they may notice a little bit more emphasis on patrols and police officers or state patrolmen on the roads. Now, that's because of a focus on keeping impaired drivers off of the roads. Now, so between now and Labor Day, law enforcement across Idaho will have special patrols as part of the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign. As we mentioned, these weeks leading up to Labor Day are some of the deadliest times on Idaho roads. Last year, impaired driving killed 86 people in Idaho, and that was 36% of all traffic deaths in the state, and a slightly higher percentage than the national average. The Idaho Transportation Department is urging everyone to follow 3 simple steps to end impaired driving. Number 1, use a sober driver or like a ride share or taxi. Second, never let friends drive impaired. And lastly, have a plan before your first drink. ITD says the bottom line is if you're impaired, don't drive. It's that simple. They also say the goal of these safety patrols is not to just give out tickets to people across the area, but it's to make sure that these drivers get home safely. In Post Falls, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
The memorial service for Kenneth Solis, the Spokane County Sergeant killed in the line of duty, will be this week. It will be at the Convention Center on Wednesday at 1 p.m. It is open to the public, but seating will be limited. If you would like to donate to support the Solis family, we have a link on our website, krem.com. Out in Idaho on Friday, Idaho Governor Brad Little signed an executive order he calls the Idaho Act. This act orders all state agencies to cut their general fund by 3% for this fiscal year. K-12 public schools are an exception, though. Now, the Idaho Education Association is reacting to this news. IEA President Lane McEnely released a statement saying in part, quote, "While the need for these holdbacks could have been easily avoided, IEA members believe Governor Little is right to spare Idaho's public school students and classrooms from even more fiscal austerity while lawmakers write checks to the wealthy," end quote. Quick update for you this morning on the Central Valley School Board. The school board officially decided to join the class action lawsuit against Washington's Superintendent of Public Instruction. This again is over its policy on gender inclusivity in schools, which includes sports participation. Right now, Washington State allows students to compete in sports based on the gender they identify as. But board members say that goes directly against federal rules, and they're worried they will lose federal funding. So they signed that letter of intent to join a lawsuit. But in a meeting earlier this week, District President Stephanie Jardin said they're not sure if this lawsuit will actually happen because not enough schools have joined. The Spokane Police Department arrested a Spokane man on multiple charges, including kidnapping. Police first responded to this call Thursday evening near Green Street and Sprague Avenue for somebody assaulting a man with a car. They found a man laying on the street with bad injuries, but did not find the person who hit him. Then, Friday morning, a woman called Spokane police because she was concerned her relative had been kidnapped by the same person accused of assaulting the man Thursday night. Police say the two victims knew each other, and the woman had a protection order against the suspect. SWAT later found both the woman and the suspect in a home on the South Hill and arrested the suspect. Well, over the weekend, protesters gathered outside Republican Congressman Michael Baumgartner's fundraising event. It was the Paint It Red fundraiser, and at the event, they also gave out the Eastern Washington Impact Award. Protesters outside were calling attention to many concerns, one of them being Baumgartner's support for federal cuts to Medicaid.
I'm out here because I believe in the power of the American people coming together, making our voices heard, and standing up for our rights and standing up for all people to have access to health care.
Inside the event, Congressman Baumgartner handed several people awards. One went to Adams County Sheriff Dale Wagner, who is currently facing charges over immigration enforcement. New this morning, Representative Dan Newhouse says he is hosting a listening session for local farmers. The listening session is happening this Wednesday, August 20th at noon at the WSU Ag Tech building. Both Representative Newhouse and the director of the Washington State Department of Agriculture will be there. This, though, is not open to the public. It's by invite only. Tracking wildfires this morning, crews downgraded evacuations for a lot of the area near the Crescent Road fire in Lincoln and Spokane counties. That fire has burned at least 880 acres now and is 27% contained. Investigators are still working to figure out what sparked that fire. Over in North Idaho, the Sunset Fire is now over 3,100 acres. It's burning northeast of Athol along Lake Ponderay. Level 3 Go Now evacuations are in effect for the entire Ponderosa neighborhood. The fire is still 0% contained, and we know at least 3 structures were destroyed. For people who have had to evacuate, there's an evacuation center at the Cocolala Bible Camp, and then the Bonner County Fairgrounds is also open for livestock. There's an information meeting about this fire tonight. It's at 6 o'clock again tonight at the North Summit Church in Sandpoint. The Idaho Department of Lands will be there to give the community an update. Meanwhile, the Lightning Creek fire 9 miles north of Clark Fork is now more than 2,500 acres. As of last update, crews have it 25% contained. Fire officials say they still have a lot of work to do, like building out fire lines, getting more air support, and protecting structures. The good news is Lightning Creek Road itself helped keep the fire from spreading to populated areas.
At 6:08, another look at our weather forecast. A bit on the cooler side this morning. Most area temperatures in the 50s. Few spots toward Northling and Deer Park and Sandpoint. Currently in the upper 40s at the moment. A little bit cooler there because skies ended up a bit clearer in that region of the inland northwest. Meanwhile, in central Washington, still tracking showers and thunderstorms. Most of the action over Grant County and now moving into a good chunk of Lincoln County as well. So it looks like Davenport or Harrington getting pretty close to at least some rain action as of this morning, but most of this is likely going to stay to the east or to the west of Spokane, but there's at least one teeny tiny shower that we'll be keeping a very close eye on in the next couple of minutes and see if that will hit anywhere in Spokane or Spokane Valley.
Tonight, the Spokane Riverkeeper and Spokane Mountaineers are partnering to clean up the riverbank below Huntington Park. It's at 5:30 tonight, but it's not open to the public. There are some safety concerns in this specific spot, so they're tackling this one with the experts. But the Riverkeeper does other river cleanups throughout the year that you can help with.